University Musical Band give us the tune again so that we can welcome the procession of academic staff of the Faculty of Medical Rehabilitation.
Let's be once again celebrate and welcome the inductees that we have here today, proudly presented by Nigeria's first specialized medical and health sciences university, the University of Medical Sciences, located here in the Sunshine State. And at the heart of this state is the ancient city of Ondo, where we have this great citadel of learning. We already have at the entrance now the procession of academic staff in the Faculty of Medical Rehabilitation. I request that the University Musical Band give us the tune again so that we can welcome the procession of academic staff of the Faculty of Medical Rehabilitation.
Followed by the Vice Chancellor's
The anthem is going to start with the national, thereafter the state, and finally the university. The national anthem. Once again, on behalf of the management management of the University of Medical Sciences in Ondo City, Ondo State. I also warmly welcome you all to the third in the series of the induction ceremony for physiotherapy specialists of the university. We are going to start the program now with the introduction of the head guests of the university as well as our guests for today. We have here seated the management team led by the Vice Chancellor of the University, Professor Adisheku Faculty, FNAS, who is unavoidably absent on this occasion, but it being well represented by the Deputy Registrar in the University, Mrs. Bola Aroshide, and I will applause for her. We welcome her. We also want to warmly recognize and welcome the Office of the Registrar, where she also comes from, Dr. Ololaji Ekundayo, as well as the Office of the Bursar of the University, Mr. N.S. Oluwadejitu, FCA, and well represented on this occasion by Mr. Emmanuel Awobi, and a round of applause for him. We also want to warmly welcome on this occasion the librarian of the university in person of Mr. Feli Folorunsho, a round of applause for him. We welcome, sir. Also on this occasion we have the registrar of the Medical Rehabilitation Therapists Board of Nigeria, Professor Rufai Ahmad, represented on this occasion by the Deputy Registrar of the Board, a person of Dr. Nwabweze Dorothy. Let me also warmly recognize and welcome on this occasion the Chief Medical Director, the Med Teaching Hospital Complex, the MTH Ondo, the person of Dr. Oluwole Ige. Welcome, sir. We have the Chairman, Committee of Professional Induction Ceremonies here present, and the Chairman, Committee of Deans of the University, Professor Wasim Olani Onkabibi. Welcome, sir. We also have on this occasion representative of the Dean of Faculty of Medical Rehabilitation of the University, Professor Ayodele Tesli Onigbe, represented by Professor Dele Obolawi, HOD Speech Language Therapy. Welcome, sir. Let me warmly welcome today's great time of the induction lecturer for today, in person of Professor Adeshola C. Odori. Welcome. Just before we wrap it up with introduction, I'm asking Mr. Vice Chancellor, represented by the BBC Registrar, to also welcome on this occasion the President of the Association of Clinical and Academic Physiotherapy of Nigeria, in person of Dr. U.A.C. Okafor. Welcome, sir. I'm happy also to welcome on this occasion the acting head of the Department of Physiotherapy for the University, Dr. Taufik O. Afolabi. And we have seated also the Dean of the Faculty of Allied Health Sciences of the University, in person of Professor Abdulaziz Aderele Abubakar. Thank you. That will be the size of recognition. Just before we do leave recognition for now, I'm asking the Vice Chancellor to warmly recognize all of the past, the immediate past Dean of Faculty of Medical Rehabilitation, in person of Professor Matthew O.B. Olaomi. Thank you very much. Let me also welcome on this occasion all the academic staff of the Faculty of Medical Rehabilitation. The I request that you stand up for recognition, all faculty staff of the, yes, round of applause for them. These are the teachers of the inductees for today. I also have the information that we have here the representative of the president of the Nigerian Society of Physiotherapists, the representative Professor Mr. Olani Afolabi. And also on the podium we have a lecturer in the department, Professor Ujuawa. And
use as a point of contact to recognize all the directors. Okay, we have just two here seated that I can see, so let me recognize them. The director of the ICT of the university in person of Mr. Dr. Ebenezer Olajuyegbe, and the director of this campus, the Shida campus, in person of Dr. J.O. Arawande. Thank you. At this point, permits me to also warmly welcome and recognize all the parents that are here present. All parents in the house, please stand up for recognition and celebrate your parents. Okay. Thank you. I understand that we have the Dean Faculty of Science in the audience. You are please requested, Professor Omoba, to please step forward and take your seat at the front here. Beside the ICT director. Okay. Maybe, I don't know, he's coming as one of the parents today. The bossa of the university, the office has been recognized, but I understand that the bossa, Mr. M.S. Uluwanifeshitu, FCA, is in this audience. A round of applause for him. Please stand up for recognition, sir. That's the bossa of the university. Thank you very much, sir. Let me also warmly recognize and welcome on this occasion the controller for the Correctional Service Ondo State Command, Controller Jude Agboje. Welcome, sir. And a very good friend of the university. In fact, he is actually the Secretary Unimed Parents Forum and a council member of Rufus Giwa Polytechnic in Owo. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we have here today Chief Evangelist Olumuyiwa Asagunla. Welcome, sir. So, just before we conclude this series of recognition, permits me, Mr. Vice Chancellor, to warmly welcome all teaching and non-teaching staff of the university here present, as well as now the inductees. All the inductees, please stand up for recognition. You own today. Today is your day. Parents, celebrate them. It's been long. Thank you very much. Please be seated. That will be the size of recognition for this period. We are going to start with the welcome address of the Dean of the Faculty of Medical Rehabilitation. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me to invite to the podium representative of Professor Tessin Onigbede, the HOD Speech Language Therapy of the University, Professor Billy Owolawe.
Thank you very much. Good morning. On behalf of my Dean, Professor Ayodele Teslim Onigbede, I hereby present the welcome address, the Vice Chancellor, the Registrar, MRTB, distinguished members on the high table. The University of Medical Sciences is making another history with the third set of graduates being inducted into the profession of physiotherapy. This set of graduates had been well trained by seasoned professionals that cut across all relevant fields of medical professions, psychology, statistics, sociology, etc., etc. They went through the rigor of clinical training and also successfully defended their individual research work. Today's graduates have been found worthy to be experts in physical diagnosis, drawing plan of treatment, and selecting appropriate interventions that can alleviate pains and restore physical functions in different categories of clients or patients. I admonish them to be good ambassadors of this great institution. I congratulate all parents and guardians who have in one way or the other contributed to the success of the inductees. I also congratulate my colleagues who have painstakingly taken these students through thick and thin to this stage of induction. Dear Vice Chancellor, sir, I have no reservation to welcome the entire members of the university community and guests to this third induction ceremony of physiotherapy of the University of Medical Sciences, Ondo City. Thank you very much.
A better round of applause for the Dean. Thank you very much, Professor Dele-Wolawi. Just before we take the next remark from the CMD of the University Teaching Hospital, Mr. Vice Chancellor, permit me to recognize this group here, the clinical physiotherapists coming from the Unimed Teaching Hospital. I understand they are here in the number. Can you please stand up for recognition? Thank you. Thank you. And we also have other members of the MRTBN here present. Please, can you please stand up for recognition as well? Thank you. The next on the item is the remarks of the Chief Medical Director of the University of Medical Sciences Teaching Hospital in the TH Ondo, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Oluwole Ige.
The Vice Chancellor, the Registrar of the Physiotherapy Restoration Board, ladies and gentlemen, I want to first congratulate the inductees of today who have just attained a new milestone in their development and growth. My joy is in several folds, and I'm very happy to be here today. First, as a parent, and secondly, as one of those who have actively been involved in also making this happen. And before, I would also like to say a few words to the inductees that this is just the beginning, and it is just like the anthem of the school is. You should go out and achieve excellence in healthcare delivery. The sky is your limit, and in particular in relation to what is one of the biggest challenges in healthcare in Nigeria today. Blessings are from above, not from abroad. Wherever you find yourself, just be committed to doing your best. And this certification is not enough. You must, whether abroad or home, you must go further to improve yourself and deliver the goods of the profession. Once again, congratulations.
Better. Please put your hands together for the CMD. The next address will be that of the Vice Chancellor of the University, Professor Adeshegun Fatosi, ABN, well represented by the Deputy Registrar, Mrs. Bola Arushegbe.
I welcome you all to this induction ceremony, and I stand on the already established protocols. I especially recognize the Registrar of the Board and the guest lecturer of today. You are very welcome. I apologize on behalf of the Vice Chancellor, who is unavoidably absent, and wherever he is right now, his mind is here with us. I congratulate the inductees of today, and even their parents. You have done so well by bringing your children to UNIMED. We promised you there will be uninterrupted academic calendar, and we have lived to our promises. Today we are witnessing the induction, the third induction of the university, uninterrupted even by the strike going on. Thank you for bringing your children here. Thank you for trusting in us. God bless you. And I especially congratulate the inductees of today. I know you have gone through thick and thin, and today we are happy you are being inducted into the profession. And the essence of the induction ceremony is for you to be welcomed into the profession, the orientation to be good ambassadors, even to your alma mater. We believe in you, we have trained you, we trust so much in you that you will not let us down anywhere you get to outside there. And we pray that God will continually be with you. And when you are practicing, practice well, and don't forget how you were being brought up here. And I want to leave you today with two pieces of advice. The first one is that while practicing, do good seamlessly always, and effortlessly, with intention. Be intentional in how you treat and handle your patients. You're going to mix up with so many of them. You're going to meet so many of them along the line. Please don't forget how you were brought up by your teachers, by your lecturers there, and be good ambassadors always. I want to tell you too that what is worth doing at all is worth doing well. You have been here for some years, you have learned so much, and now you are going to the outside world where we will not be there to monitor you. But all that you have learned, please don't forget, and do whatever you are doing well, and then the glory will be to God. And today I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. I welcome you all once again. Thank you.
Better round of applause for the Vice Chancellor. Thank you. You may be seated, please. Thank you. Next is the induction lecture. May I request that the induction lecturers stand, that is the person of Professor Adeshola C. Odoli, as we take the recitation of the induction lecturer.
The citation, Professor Adeshola Christiana Odole. Professor Adeshola Christiana Odole is a professor of orthopedic physiotherapy and health outcome assessment. She can be described through the lens of an educator, a researcher, and a clinician. Odole obtained a first degree in physiotherapy in 1989 from the Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, MSc degree in biomedical education in 2011, and a PhD in orthopedic physiotherapy in the year 2007 from the University of Ibadan, Oyo State. Odoli started her career as a clinical physiotherapist in 1991 at the National Orthopedic Hospital, Lagos. She rose through the ranks to the post of a chief physiotherapist in July 2005 at the University College Hospital, Ibadan, a position she occupied till January 2008. Professor Adeshola Odole transitioned to academics in February 2008 after she obtained her PhD. She has over 32 years of physiotherapy clinical practice. She is the chair, e-learning committee, College of Medicine, University of Ibadan. She is presently the head Department of Physiotherapy, College of Medicine, University of Ibadan. Professor Adeshola Odole is passionate about teaching and takes each course with her students as a learning journey. Her efforts are directed towards a final outcome of effective teaching that culminates in success for the student and achievement of life goals for her as she evolves in her teaching experience to meet the current demands. Her teachings, scholarships, and clinical practice have been geared towards musculoskeletal health, particularly in the elderly, health outcome assessment, chronic non-communicable disease epidemiology, physiotherapy education, and digital health interventions. Working with other researchers, she developed a Nigerian culture and environment-friendly health measuring scale. The Ibadan knee and hip osteoarthritis outcome measure was the first contribution to standardized outcome measures in English medical literature by Nigerian authors. Professor Odole is passionately interested in the improved access to the healthcare for the marginalized, particularly persons with disabilities and elderly and underserved communities through digital health interventions. She is a strong advocate for inclusions of persons with disabilities in climate change. She is on the advisory board of Sustain Our Ability, a non-governmental organization on climate change and persons with disability, and Rebuilding Hope on the Wheel Initiative, an NGO on persons with disabilities in Nigeria. She is a global ambassador of climate action with the Global Environment and Climate Conservation Initiative. She has having interest in advancing health in person-centered approach and promoting health outcomes, particularly in musculoskeletal health through education, advocacy, and research. Professor Adeshola Odole is a recipient of various fellowships, scholarship, and awards. She is widely traveled and has over 100 presentations at national and international conferences, seminars, and symposiums. She is a reviewer of many local and international journals, and she has over 140 scientific publications in reputable journals. She is a member of the Board of Trustees of the Association of Clinical and Academic Physiotherapists of Nigeria and was a pioneer chair, Scientific Council of the Association of Clinical and Academic Physiotherapists of Nigeria. Just recently, she was appointed as a member of the Board of Directors for the International Society for Quality of Life Research, a global community of researchers, clinicians, healthcare professionals, industry professionals, consultants, and patient research partners, advancing health-related quality of life practice, policy, and research. Professor Odole is happily married and blessed with children. A lover of God, she loves to travel and take pictures as well as dancing. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you another professor, Professor Adeshola Odole.
This time I need to feel you running.
Yes, I've been asked to talk about advancing clinical practice, the need for professional development. And I'm so excited today. I'm so happy. I remember some months ago when we had to turn out some students from the University of Ibadan. Out of excitement, I just went on my WhatsApp page and I just said, please help me to praise God. I now have 35 bookings from the University of Ibadan. And today, the University of Medical Sciences is turning out 75 bookings. 75! This is lovely. This is actually I hope that at the end of this lecture, all of these freshly minted pickings, all of these ochara, to adopt effective strategies to advance your clinical practice through professional development. As a way of just introducing what I have to talk about today, I have this outline, so to speak, because we're going to be talking about advancing clinical practice. And you cannot advance clinical practice if you are not a professional. And I know that by the end of today's induction ceremony, we would have 75 new professionals into the physiotherapy profession. So, qualities of a health professional. I'll be talking about the significance of professional development programs, current trends in clinical practice, effective strategies for professional development in the health industry, future trends in CPD and physiotherapy. I will try as much as possible not to bore us, because I know that in this audience it's not just about the 75 ochara physiotherapists to be. We also have parents here, we have people of diverse disciplines. So I will try as much as possible to make it as interesting as possible. As a way of setting the scene, I'm going to be telling you the story of Mrs. Ako. I'm going to be interspersing my lecture today with the story of Mrs. Ako. My 75 ochara, with the story of who? I want to be sure you are listening, because it's a lecture, and I want to be sure that you are following me. I will be interspersing my lecture with the story of who? You can do better than that. 75 people. Mrs. Ako. I actually have her consent to share this story today. Mrs. Ako graduated several years ago, and I will be sharing her lived experience on the impact of professional development on clinical practice. So, my colleagues to be, freshly minted. Can you identify yourself there? I'm sure you can identify yourself there. So, I will be relating whatever I have to talk about this morning with every single one of you. So please, I need your attention. I do not just want to talk for the fun of talking. I just want to be sure that learning will take place. And that means that after this lecture, you would have taken in something that would help you to advance your physiotherapy clinical practice. So, briefly, I do not just want you to be so excited about today's activities. I need you to understand some of the qualities of a health professional. And that will take me into diving into the flesh of today's lecture. So, qualities of a health professional, you need to know all of this, because I want you to be excellent professionals. I want you to be professionals that can raise their shoulders high wherever you get to. I want you to be professionals that are good / excellent clinical reasoner. I don't want you to be professionals that get into the clinic and you're being told, can I have ultrasound? And you just go on to do that. I want you to be professionals that can reason clinically in making decisions about your clients. So you need to be cognizant of the evolving trends. You need to take initiatives. You need to be innovative. You need to be introspective, thinking about yourself, metacognition. You need to be evidence-driven. You need to have a broad perspective about life. When I was in school, I didn't have the luxury of what you have now. When I was in school at the Bafema Awolowo University then, everything that we just had to do was just about physiotherapy. But now, you need to have a broad perspective. You should not be narrow-minded. You need to expand your horizons. You need to be communicative. You should know how to pass on information to other members of the healthcare team, to pass on information to other colleagues, to pass on information to your clients and your patients. You need to be very cooperative. So, I just want to briefly talk about the significance of professional health development programs. Of course, you know that you only have the basic knowledge about the practice of physiotherapy. You have the basic skills, you have the basic competencies, but you still need to indulge yourself into continuous learning. And that is the significance of professional health development programs. When you make up your mind to develop yourself, that means you're going to get the benefit of continuous learning. You will get the benefit of knowing how to safely manage your patients in whichever space that you find yourself. Of course, the quality of care that you give your patients will be improved and your career advancement. Let me talk briefly again about Mrs. You are not listening. Yeah. Let me talk about Mrs. Ako. You know, I told you that Mrs. Ako graduated several years ago. And Mrs. Ako, you know, the real thing then when Mrs. Ako graduated was to just get into clinical practice, and that was all. So Mrs. Ako was fortunate to work in a teaching hospital. So she worked there for several years. Then after a while, you know, she already had a career map for herself. She wanted to be the best of all clinicians, and that was her goal. That was what she wanted to do. And she advanced her career in that regard. Okay? But an opportunity came when she had to go for her postgraduate studies, and Mrs. Ako, you know, being very initiative, being very adaptable, keyed herself into that option for her career advancement. Adaptation to technology. This is the in thing now. It is a very huge benefit of professional health development program. Research and innovation. Many people often think that when you talk about research, it's just about those in the academia. No! Research is not just for the researchers alone. In fact, the laboratories for researchers, the laboratories are actually in the clinics, in the hospitals. So, just whichever environment you find yourself, always identify problems and be willing to provide solutions to those problems. So professional health development, still about Mrs. Ako. It is about you having a personal career framework. I'm sure you are excited today. You have not even given a thought to what you want to do in the next 2 months, in the next 3 months, in the next 1 year, in the next 5 years. You are just excited about today. Take pictures, let's eat, let's dine. Finally, God has delivered me from the hands of all of these lecturers and clinicians. I can now depart in peace. But I want to tell you that for professional health development, you must be intentional. You must begin to ask God to give you clarity as to what you want to do in life, as to what you want to do with this degree. Do you want to go into the academia? Do you want to go into industries? Do you want to diversify into another discipline? Do you want to go into global health? Do you want to go into public health? You must begin to think about this. And I know that God will not leave you undirected. So clarity, interest. What are your interests? What do you enjoy doing? Okay? Which goals have you set for yourself? It's very easy for you to set goals for patients. I'm sure you still remember SMART goals. Do you? Yes, you still remember SMART goals. So you should set SMART goals for yourself. Be specific. Let that goal be measurable. Let that goal be attainable. Let it be a realistic goal. Don't just begin to set a goal for yourself that in the next 3 years I want to become Minister of Health. That is not realistic. Do you understand? And let your goal be time bound. Set goals for yourself. And I want to put a caveat to this. There is no one size fits all. It's not as if you decide to have a framework for the next 5 years that you cannot change and adapt the personal career framework. The most important thing for you to note is that God does not like stagnancy. You must not be in the same spots over and over. You know, over the years you are just standing, you have not gained anything. You know what happens to a stagnant pool of water? Before you know it, it gets dirty, it gets smelly, you find people putting debts in that stagnant water. I don't want you to be stagnant. I don't want you to be stagnated. So begin to think about your personal career framework. Yes, I said you cannot afford to live a life of stagnancy. And so you need to understand the current trends in clinical practice. And I will be talking briefly about all of these trends, because all of these trends are very, very important. One major trend that I want to talk about is the fact that, when we talk about telemedicine and digital health, clinical practice in the healthcare industry is continually evolving. If somebody had told us about 10 years ago that this session that we are having, this induction ceremony that we are having today, can be aired all over the world, I'm sure you wouldn't have believed. You would have, how can it happen that what I am doing here, somebody in America will be watching? But because we live in a world that is evolving, a world that is driven by advancements in technology, a world that is driven by changes in patient demographics, and the need for more effective patient-centric care. When they were giving my citation, I'm passionate about patient-centered outcomes. I am so passionate about it. I don't want anybody to treat my patient anyhow. So the same way, it is something that we should give cognizance to in these current trends of our clinical practice. Telemedicine and digital health is just about leveraging technology to connect patients with healthcare providers, remotely. And when you do that, that means you are enabling timely access, timely access to care. You can do video consultations. It can just be on your WhatsApp. It could be through online Zoom, through your Google Meet. There are so many opportunities, so many ways, so many platforms for you to be able to connect yourself with your patients in a remote manner. You can track your patient's progress, using telemedicine and digital health. Another current trend is artificial intelligence and machine learning. You need these. These things have come to stay, for data analysis, for diagnostics, for predictive modeling. You have these artificial intelligence algorithms such that it can analyze vast amounts of medical data, and this would help to identify patterns in our patients and trends. And the machine learning too would help to assist in early detection of diseases just by analyzing medical images more accurately. These are trends that you cannot afford to leave aside. Patient-centered care, oh, my passion. Patient-centered care. When you tailor your plans and services to meet the individual needs and preferences of your patient. Your patient is actively involved. You engage your patient actively. Gone are the days when it's only about the healthcare provider. The patient gets into the clinic, the healthcare provider has questions and begins to scribble things that the patient will not be able to understand. Sometimes they will tell the patient, go and take an X-ray, go and take MRI. The patient pays with his or her money. By the time the results come, the healthcare provider will not even explain what the results are to the patient. Gone are those days. There is a paradigm shift from healthcare provider-centeredness to patient-centered outcomes. That means decision-making is being shared between the healthcare provider and the patient, because you have to include the patient's preferences. So there is greater emphasis on patient education. Some people have asked me, if the patient knows almost everything, would the patient still come and meet me? That is what makes you a professional. When your patient is empowered, you are also empowered to give effective intervention for successful outcomes. The patients are now partners with you in their own health. Mental health integration. Research has shown that there's a strong connection between physical and mental health. And we no longer focus on the biomedical model of care. We also have emphasis on the biopsychosocial model of care, and physiotherapies are not set aside in this drive, in this move. We are advocating for psychologically informed physiotherapy practice. These are current trends that you should, avail yourselves of. Personalized medicine, that is advancement in genomics. When you talk about personalized medicine, revolutionizing clinical practice, the individual genetic makeup is now being analyzed, and to tailor whatever treatment plans, it's just about the genetic makeup of the patient. And when you analyze that, you now tailor it to decide on the treatment plans that you have to that patient's unique genetic profile. Is one of the current trends that you should also think about. Another one is population health management. Population health management is about improving the health of the totality of the patient population, and there's an emphasis on the preventive care, especially when it comes to chronic disease management, when social determinants of health are now being addressed. When we get to know the social determinants of health, what happens? We can use this data to be able to identify those that are at risk populations. So when we identify those that are at risk populations, what happens? Our intervention is now being proactive. We don't wait for them to have the disease. We are being proactive in our management. The last one that I'll be talking about is the value-based care. And I want you to think about which one do you have interest in, because you have to you have to move with the current trends in clinical practice. Value-based care, the traditional fee-for-service, that is what we have. Give me money, I will give you service model, is gradually being replaced by what we call the value-based care. What do I mean by the value-based care? Healthcare providers are incentivized. You give incentives to healthcare providers so that they can deliver high-quality care, okay, while controlling costs. Cost to be controlled, and there will be a delivery of high quality care. So what is being rewarded? Outcomes and patient satisfaction, okay, are being rewarded rather than how many patients did you see today. Some 500 patients today. No, it's about patient satisfaction and the outcomes, the improved outcomes that we have at the end of the intervention. So, my dear colleagues to be, adaptability is essential in a rapidly evolving healthcare environment. There are so many strategies. I will run through some of these strategies that we can use for professional development in the health industry. Like I said earlier, I said professional development is an ongoing process, and it is vital in this world that we live in. So you cannot afford to be silent. I cannot keep quiet. I cannot just remain stagnant. Continuous education and training is one of the foundational strategies for professional development. You must be intentional about this. You must make a choice that I, as a person, I am going to engage in continuous education and training, because there are some things that you will still need to relearn. There are some things that as you go on, because of the evolving healthcare industry, you would have to unlearn, and you would also learn so many new things. So, continuous education and training, pursuing advanced degrees and certifications. I told you earlier that Mrs. Ako actually had a career path to be in the clinic. But at a point in time, there was this opportunity for postgraduate studies. So Mrs. Ako availed herself of that postgraduate studies, and she now got her master's, and she now got her PhD. So at the end of the day, pursuing advanced degree and certifications actually helped Mrs. Ako to advance, in her clinical practice. Please, this is just the beginning, my dear. This is just the beginning. There are greater heights yet unattained. that God has in store for you. So please pursue advanced degrees. It may be specialized degrees, the certifications in specialized areas of physiotherapy, or you may want to go on to pursue postgraduate degrees, maybe masters, doctorate, all of these things can help you. It helps you to carve a niche for yourself. You are not just master of all, you are carving out a niche for yourself. Mentorship and preceptorship. So, I've seen students just say, how do I go about this mentorship thing? It is about you, because it's a mutual thing. It is not just about you going to meet somebody, I want you to be my mentor. It has to be something that both the mentor and the mentee are in agreement to do. A journey that they want to walk together. So, mentorship and preceptorship. This mentorship would help you. When you have a mentor, the mentor will definitely has gone through a particular path that you have not gone through. So the mentor will guide you into and provide guidance and support for career growth. For preceptorship is like where you have experienced healthcare providers overseeing the training of new staff. When you have a new staff and you now say, oh, this new staff is attached to a more experienced healthcare provider to guide, to impart practical knowledge and experience to the new staff. Another thing that is important, networking. What did I say just now? Networking. You must network. It is a necessity. It is not something that you will just, you will say you do not want to do. Nobody that works in a silo actually advances. You cannot work in a silo. You will have to network with other people where you'll be able to have exchange of knowledge, and where you'll be able to, when you build a professional network, it will open doors for career opportunities. It will help you to be able to be a better you, a better person. Research and publications, I think I talked about that earlier on. Research is very important. Research is not just for academics, like I said, because when you carry out a research, it will enhance your expertise, whether you like it or not. Whatever findings that you have seen a problem, you've carried out a research to see if you can solve the problem, your expertise will definitely improve, Embrace lifelong learning. I have talked about that. Those are strategies that you have to employ. Utilization of technology for learning. We have e-learning. We have virtual classes now. Those are strategies that you yourself, even if you cannot go to Harvard, when you go online, Harvard has so many courses online that you can avail yourself of and get a certification from Harvard University using the utilization of technology for learning, cross-training, and interdisciplinary collaboration. You see, I think I talked about that. You must collaborate with colleagues. Not just colleagues in your discipline, colleagues from diverse healthcare backgrounds, because you would gain new horizons. You will have more insights into the care of your patients. So as leadership and management training is also very, very important. You need to have leadership training, because as you advance, I wouldn't expect you to be like this in the next 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. So as you advance in whichever career path God is leading you to, you need to have specialized training in leadership and management skills. You cannot be a junior person forever. You would also attain heights of leadership. I know that there are some barriers to development in young professionals. I know. Sometimes when you want to develop, you are so intentional about it, you want to have continuous and personal or professional development, and you just have some barriers. I know there are so many barriers, ranging from limited experience, when you have limited experience, to workplace hierarchies and the need to prove yourselves and to assert yourself wherever you have. But all of these barriers can actually be handled. Most of them, like if you seek mentorship, wherever you work, if somebody is standing as a barrier or as a limitation, if a board leader is standing as a barrier, you can get somebody that you can talk to. that you can, you know, make up your mind that you are going to have, take responsibility. Networking, have strong professional network, be proactive, just take initiative, you know. You must show commitment and dedication as a professional. Show commitment. If you do not show commitment and dedication, then you're not going to develop yourself. Sometimes you can volunteer for challenging assignments. Just recently, we have 12 individuals that applied to the Department of Physiotherapy, College of Medicine, on a pro bono basis to be adjunct lecturers. So while I was talking to them, because we do not have money to pay them, the department is running on alumni funds. I just told those individuals, I said, don't worry. The fact that when you are writing your CV, you are going to put it there that you have volunteered as an adjunct lecturer in the Department of Physiotherapy, College of Medicine, that would open doors for you. That you will have that visibility. We would have you on the website as lecturers. That is something. You can have email, the UI email address. So you can also, those are areas where you can actually have networking. By the time somebody types your name on Google and sees your name linked to University of Ibadan, that is something. So you can volunteer. You must show willingness to learn and adapt. You must have emotional intelligence. I've talked about communication skills earlier on. You must understand your own emotion. You must understand other people's emotions, and you must know how to manage emotions. Don't be the cry baby all the time. Maybe if somebody that is your senior talks to you and you go inside your room and you start sulking. No. Know how to manage your emotions with empathy and tact. Your emotions too should be managed when you are handling patients too, with empathy and with tact. Stay informed of current trends, latest trends, okay, and research, and you should be open to change. So, what are the future trends? You know, I told you current trends. There is a bit of overlap between the current trends and the future trends. Integration of artificial intelligence and telehealth. We will get there. We know we have not gotten there yet in Nigeria, but that is what is being foreseen in the next few years. A focus on preventive care and wellness program. You remember I talked about population health management the other time. Preventive care and wellness program. Interdisciplinary collaboration and team-based approach. When you see an individual that is I'm just doing my own thing. I just want to manage my patients. Maybe you have an orthopedic surgeon that is not referring to physiotherapy. Just know that that person is shallow-minded. Because if that orthopedic surgeon has one of his relations having a fracture, sustaining a fracture, he will be running after physiotherapy. Do you understand? So in a way, with your enhanced communication skills, because you have a patient-centered approach to care, you may find a way of communicating to such individuals so that they can refer patients to us and we can give in our best to our patients. I do not need to emphasize this. I'm sure you know that it is important that any healthcare professionals, physiotherapists inclusive, we must engage in continuous professional development. It is important. You need it. It's going to help you to increase your professional competence and confidence. I can tell you because I know Mrs. Ako very well. Mrs. Ako has increased her professional competence and confidence over the years. She has a niche for improving patient care and outcomes. The career advancements and competitive edge in the job market for Mrs. Ako is something that is undescribable. And I want you to surpass the advancements that Mrs. Ako actually had. Specialization opportunities, you know, I told you that when you have continuous professional development, you will begin to know that, oh, I think I want to be like Professor Odole. Let me go to musculoskeletal health, because we are waiting for so many of you to come and join us. Or you want to go into neurophysiotherapy, or you want to go into women's health, you want to go into pediatric physiotherapy, you know, by the time you begin to develop yourself on a continuous basis, you will have specialization opportunities. Credibility and professional recognition. That is one thing I know about this Mrs. Ako. There is credibility about what she does and professional recognition. Networking and interprofessional collaboration opportunities. Enhanced personal skills. Personal skills are not just about, there are some personal skills that are not clinical skill based, like communication skills, like writing skills. You know, all of those things are things that you should also get to have, you know, as physiotherapists. The challenges in implementing CPD in clinical practice. Time constraint. Sometimes our gas will not allow us. Sometimes financial barriers. The university, the institution will not sponsor us. Sometimes limited awareness and its significance. I'm sure limited awareness and its significance, we can strike that out at the end of this lecture, because we should not have limited awareness about CPDs. Resistance to change. Some people are just, you know, they are just docile. You know, they have this laissez-faire approach to life. Let me just be doing it. As I'm doing it jejely, I don't want to improve. Workload and burnout. Sometimes you can have workload and burnout. With what is happening presently, physiotherapy is one of the hottest cakes when it comes to healthcare disciplines all over the world. Many people are jackpying. They are jackpying. I can say it. I cannot remember how many applications I have appended my signatures to of alumni coming to request for their transcript because they want to relocate to the UK, they want to relocate to Canada, they want to relocate to America, to Australia. So you can actually workload and burnout in terms of the patient physiotherapist ratio. It is actually high and demanding. Inadequate institutional support. I'm sure the CMD is listening now. Mr. CMD, sir, I'm sure the institution will give support for continuous professional development for my colleagues in the hospital. When they write that they want to attend a conference in Canada, in UK, please, sir, kindly allow them, because at the end of the day, it is still going to come back to the institution for improved patient outcomes. Regulatory challenges too. Yes, and I can say that my board actually insists on that. You have to provide evidence of continuous professional development for you to be licensed for the year. You cannot just be on a sit-down look kind of approach. So regulatory, in some instances, you know, when such regulatory policies are not implemented, it could be a challenge in implementing clinical practice. I will be concluding very shortly. And the conclusion of the matter is that continuous professional development in physiotherapy is germane, not only for your individual professional growth, but also for the overall advancement of the healthcare sector. So the same that we have, that are the same plea that I just made for the CMD, I'm making the same plea to the VC. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, please, I want you to please, sir, please encourage our colleagues. Let them be able to advance themselves. Let them grow. Let them go. Let them just advance themselves professionally, so that when they come back, the institution will be the better for it. I can tell you that, you know, for high quality care and for improved patient outcomes. Continuous professional developments programs are for every single one of us. We need to embrace it. We need to have authority of ideas, and we should not just have idea for authority. I just want to, how can I be the boss? I just want to supplant somebody. No, you should have authority. You know, when you are talking about ideas, when you are talking about carving out a niche, you have an authority in specialized areas. And I'm going to end now. I'm going to tell you finally the story of Mrs. Ako. The Mrs. Ako that I've just been talking about is actually myself. Adeshola Christiana Odole. I started my career when the profile was being given. I started my career as a clinical physiotherapist, and then the highest cadre there was chief physiotherapist. We didn't have directors. The directorate cadre was not there yet. And I made sure that I enjoyed that career path. When I had the opportunity to go on for my postgraduate studies, I jumped into it. There are so many opportunities. There are opportunities right under your noses. Avail yourselves of that opportunity. And here I am now, to the glory of God, a professor of musculoskeletal health and health outcomes assessment. So my dear colleagues, the ones we are celebrating today, my colleagues in whom I am well pleased, I am sure that at the end of this lecture, you will have gained one or two things that will help you to surpass the professional developments of Mrs. Ako. Thank you very much for listening. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it.
And let me, on behalf of the Physiotherapy Department and the Faculty of Medical Rehabilitation of the University, congratulate induction lecturer on your appointment as a professor. Actually, she became a professor just about 2 weeks ago before our induction. So, congratulations, ma'am. Royal Father, His Royal Majesty, Oba Dr. Solomon Aderemi Adejayo, the Oworefun of Lapahun Kingdom, Odigbo. Thanks for joining us on this occasion, sir. At this point, Mr. Vice Chancellor, permit me to invite the MRTBN Registrar, Professor Ahmad Rufai, who is ably and well represented at this occasion by the Deputy Registrar of the Board, Dr. Dorothy Nwabueze, to please step forward and give the address of the Registrar.
The Vice Chancellor, ably represented by the Deputy Vice Registrar, the University Librarian, the College Medical Director, the Chairman Committee of the University, the representatives of Deans of Faculties of Medical Rehabilitation, the Dean, Faculty of Allied Health Sciences, immediate past Dean, Faculty of Medical Rehabilitation, all other dignitaries on the high table, academic staff, highest fathers and mothers present, friends and well-wishers, the newly inductees. The Registrar, Professor Rufai Yusuf Ahmad, sends his regards and full gratitude to the Vice Chancellor and University for championing a robust medical rehabilitation education in Ondo. University of Medical Sciences is one of the choice models that has helped to bridge the gap in medical rehabilitation workforce. I am here representing the Registrar to deliver his speech at the third induction ceremony and oath-taking of the inductees. Graduates of the Physiotherapy Department, University of Medical Sciences, Ondo, I stand before you with utmost thanks to God Almighty for bringing today to pass. It is also with much delight that I welcome you all to this noble occasion, which is the oath-taking and induction of these graduates into the profession of physiotherapy, as has been presented to the Board, Medical Rehabilitation Therapists Board of Nigeria. In the same vein, I congratulate the graduates for successfully completing their courses and considered qualified by the university and its Senate for induction by the board. I understand the rigors of training and the anxiety in the quest for success. thank God for making it worth the while. I challenge you not to rest on your laurels, but to continue to strive towards greater goals in life. To the parents and guardians, loved ones and well-wishers, I equally congratulate you for holding forth in your moral, financial, advisory, and spiritual capacities to ensure that today's graduates turn out well in their pride and glamour. Utmost congratulations go to the university, and most specifically the Department of Physiotherapy, for producing another set of distinguished parts of the nation's medical workforce. I therefore say thank you to the Vice Chancellor, Dean, and the Head of Department for the unflinching roles taken in ensuring that the necessary knowledge and required skills are not undermined. We must not forget to appreciate the members of staff of the academic and non-academic community. Thank you all. For the record, the Medical Rehabilitation Therapists Board of Nigeria is a regulatory board established by Decree 38 of 1988 to regulate the control and training and practice of 7 professions in the health sector in Nigeria. The professions are physiotherapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, chiropractic and osteopathic medicine. Others are audiology, prosthetics, and orthotics. Some of the statutory functions of the board, amongst others, are to determine the standards of knowledge and skills to be attained by persons seeking to become registrants of the relevant professions, and improving on those standards from time to time as circumstances may permit. Accreditation of academic and clinical programs, hospitals and clinics for medical rehabilitation training and practice in the country, infiltrating discipline and decorum into the professions, eliminating of quackery, as well as conducting induction programs to admit fresh graduates into the medical rehabilitation professions. Let me emphasize that your induction into the physiotherapy profession has imposed on you the challenges of having to henceforth stand tall in integrity, impeccable in character, professional in service, alert to global trends, and uphold high ethical and professional standards. I therefore urge you to strive at all times to do your profession and the industry proud. You must also do yourselves and your families proud. Armed with the skills and knowledge you've attained, I can tell that you are eager to tackle the next phase, whatever it might be and whatever direction you take. Ensure it is done with the care and empathy for your fellow human. As a matter of importance, I implore you to respect and uphold the oath of practice that you will take today. Also, note that the next 1 year of your internship training is a very critical period in your career and must be taken seriously. How you conduct yourself within the period will determine to a great extent what kind of professional you will eventually become. See it as a time to learn good habits and skills and unlearn bad ones. You must be focused and determined to engage yourselves in some personal commitments and developments, such as continuing professional development as a professional. Look out for the board's accredited CPDs. Please indulge in them. Get yourselves credible mentors within and outside the profession, and respect and uphold the ethics of practice. Also, it it is expedient that I remind you that as a measure to check and control quackery, the board, in its partnership with NYSC, has instructed the NYSC that no medical rehabilitation professional be allowed for the Youth Corps service unless upon presentation of the professional license. Therefore, I advise you to join the board in the fight against quackery and unprofessionalism by upholding these agreements. Finally, I charge you to reach for greatness. Nigeria awaits you and needs your expertise. You were once told you are leaders of tomorrow. The future is now. The future has come. And you all must prove yourselves worthy of the expectations laden on you. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you very much, Ma. That's the representative of the MRTBN Registrar, Dr. Dorothy Nwabweze. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, permit me to also inform this audience of the presence of Captain Dr. Agumpiade Rokbo, former Director of the Nigerian Navy Medical Services. A round of applause for Captain. Thanks for all. Daddy, you're welcome, sir. Next is the induction ceremony. May I, at this point, invite the Dean of the Faculty of Medical Rehabilitation, the HOD of the Physiotherapy Department, Dr. T.O. Afolabi, to please step forward to present the inductees to the Dean of the Faculty.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you. First, I'm privileged to present the prospective inductee to the Dean. So, by the authority of the Vice Chancellor and the permission of the Dean, as I'm mentioning each of the inductees' name, they should arise and step out. Thank you very much. Adaramoye Mary Oluwatosin. Adebiji Shola Oluwanifemi Adebukola. Adebiyi Koinde Olaya. Adekalu Folakemi. Adeniyi Oluwafemi. Adeniyi Oluwamayowa. Adeolu John Oluwadusin. Adepoju Damilola Caroline. Adepoju Hope Ayomide. Aderibipe Tomiwa Oba. Adeshida Adeshope Faith. Adetarami Damilola. Adewumi Oluwapelumi Bridget. Adéyẹmí Balógun Ayọ̀mídé. Adúọlá Samuel Olúwapẹ̀lú. Afẹ́lùmọ́ Faith Rọ́lákẹ́. Agbóje Jesse Chinozo. Agúnbíadé Ọ̀rẹ́olúwa Esther. Àjàyí Ẹ̀ríolúwa Miracle. Ajíbáyé Esther Ìyànolúwa. Akínjèjì Ẹniọlá. Akínsùnúọlá Ayọ̀bámi Ọlámídé. Akíntọ́lá Richard. Akínwòtù Peace Tolúwa Lọ́pẹ́. A lè wí Tèmídáyọ̀ Samuel. Apo Rachel. Arọ́sáfẹ́ Olúwatóbi. Awóṣìkù Tèmítọ́pẹ́ Precious. Awóyẹlé Olúwatìmílẹ́yìn Ọ̀rẹ́olúwa. Ayọ̀lá Praise Ayọ̀. Babátúndé Oyíndàmọ́lá. Bólúwadé Táíwò Janet. Comfort Ricketts. Dada Tọ́lá Tèmítáyọ̀. Dáre Mercy. Dáúdù Ọlátẹ́jú. Fábámiṣẹ́ Adéolúwa. Fádíọ́rà Olúwanífẹ́mi Praise. Fálóyè Olúwaṣeun. Gbọ́rẹ́ Abímbọ́lá. Ìgbínàdúwà Stephanie. Ìjẹ́tìmọ̀ Mercy Orere. Jẹ́dó Precious Ẹniọlá. Jẹ́gẹ́dẹ́ Èyítáyọ̀. John Olúwadárasími. Kásùmù Wendy Ọlánú. Mámukúyọ̀mí Comfort. Nomiye Kọ́ìndé Tómilọ́lá. Nomiye Táíwò Tèmítáyọ̀. Ògúnmilúà Táíwò Ọlálékan. Ògúntinúadé Miracle Ọlámídé. Ọlábánjí Ọlámigókè. Ọládẹ̀jọ Samuel Ọlárẹ̀wájú. Ọládọ̀sù Victoria. Ọlágòkè Dáramọ́lá. Ọlájídé Olúwadámilọ́lá. Ọlọ́fìṣàó Abímbọ́lá. Olójú aláwẹ́ Olúwaṣeyì. Ọlọ́run tún sìn Paul. Olúbáyọ̀ Samsidin. Olúnúyì Ruth Ìyanu Olúwa. Oluwagbotemi Glory. Omeza Isaac. Omitola Ayoluwa. Otubure Oluwafunmilayo. Owojori Shama Olamide. Owolabi Salamat. Ugbe Ezra. William Oluwatife. Akínbẹ́bíjẹ́ Pẹ̀lúmi John. Ọ̀kẹ́lẹ́yẹ Abíọ́lá Olúwaláréwájú. Akíntọ́lá Kẹ́hìndé Richard. Ajúmátì Olúwaṣèyí Victor. Adétàràmí Daniel. Eze Francis. Ẹbíṣẹ́ní Bọ́bọ́lá. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, and the other dignitaries of the high table, the following they have fulfilled the requirement for being a graduate to practice physiotherapy profession. And I have handed them over to the Dean of the Faculty of Medical Rehabilitation, Professor Olumide Teslim, represented by Professor Dele Owolawi. Thank you.
Thank you. By the authority of the Vice Chancellor, University of Medical Sciences, Ondo City, I hereby present these prospective graduates to the Registrar, Medical Rehabilitation Therapies Board of Nigeria, for administration of oath of practice and licensure as physiotherapists. Thank you.
The VC, sir, I'm now about to conduct the oath-taking ceremony on the inductees. Newly inductees, kindly bring out your oath. With your left hand on your chest and your right hand, please hold the oath. And recite after me. Once I mention I, please speak out your name as loud as possible. I, before the members of the Medical Rehabilitation Therapies Board of Nigeria, and this August Assembly, formally seek most sincerely the permission of the Medical Rehabilitation Therapies Board of Nigeria to practice the profession physiotherapy. I hereby solemnly swear to the following oath of the professional practice of physiotherapy. I will render physiotherapeutic services to patients, irrespective of nationality, race, culture, creed, ethnic group, political affiliation, or social status, based on my clinical assessments and ultimate professional decision on treatment procedures. I will render my patients the best assistance I can to my best ability in the curative, preventive, therapeutic, and rehabilitative aspects of physiotherapy. At all times, I will maintain the highest standard of professional knowledge and skill. I will hold or keep in confidence all personal information entrusted to me or the records kept thereof by my patients and other colleagues. I will always cooperate with and respect the dignity of physiotherapy colleagues and other members of the health team with whom I have to interact in the practice of my profession, physiotherapy. As relevant to any period in time, I shall only seek a just, deserved, and appropriate remuneration for the physiotherapy services which I offer. As a citizen and resident of this country, I will always abide by the laws of the land and respect her constitution. I will abide by the regulations of the Medical Rehabilitation Therapies Board of Nigeria and the Code of the Professional Conduct and Ethics of physiotherapy profession. By all means, I will give full support and participate actively in physiotherapy professional associations. So help me God. Now you are expected to swiftly append your signatures on your oath. Get a pen and append your signatures on your oath. All right. The VC, sir. The students have appended their signatures on their oath, and they're going to be heading back to their seats. But before they do that, I want them to carry out one last exercise. Okay, before the exercise, VC, sir, the students partook in ethics lecture yesterday, delivered by the staff of the MRTB. And as a tradition of the Medical Rehabilitation Therapies Board, they all performed very well. As is the tradition of the Medical Rehabilitation Therapies Board, we have four successful recipients of the Certificate of Merit Award, usually given by the board, which will be awarded to them presently here. I will once again want to crave your indulgence to permit me to go ahead and administer the awards to the successful recipients. Permit me to call on the Dean, Faculty of Medical Rehabilitation, as he hands over the Certificate of Merit Award to the third performance. Nomiye Taiwo Temidayo.
Of Merit Award on behalf of the medical. Are you twins?
Thank you. Please hold on.
Okay,
please hold on. Thank you very much. For the second place, we have two recipients for second place. The first being Kasumu Wendy Olulade.
I have waited patiently
I have vision, oh I believe. I know I can count on me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up. For the champions, for the champions. Stand up.
Oh, let them come up. May the parents please join in.
Here we go, it's getting close. I forgot the lyrics.
Shola Oluwafemi Adebukola.
HOD.
Only females. What's happening? And for the third place, with a 97.7% in ethics practice, permit me to call on Ayola Praise. And well-wishers, please join in. Families, please, families.
Number one and nothing less. Lead me to my destiny. I have waited patiently. I have vision, oh I believe. I know I can count on me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up. For the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up.
Thank you very much. Immediate past. Thank you very much. Immediate past and past Dean Faculty for that exercise you have conducted on behalf of the Medical Rehabilitation Therapists Board. Thank you, keynote speaker also, and the heads of departments. My VC, sir, the inductees have sealed their oath with their signature, but they have one last exercise to perform. The inductees are expected to now file in through the podium, and from the other end, and either with a handshake or a wave, please give your blessings upon them.
I was built to be the best, number one,
and anyone in all this, a handshake, anyone.
Lead me to my destiny. I have waited patiently. I have vision, oh I believe. I know I can count on.
Inductees, after that, you go back to your seat.
For the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up. For the champions, for the champions. Stand up, for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up. For the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up. Here we go, it's getting close. Now it's just who wants it most. It's just life, that's how it is. Yes, we have our strengths and weaknesses. Oh, I have vision, oh, can't you see? I'm on the move, make way for me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up. And when I fall down, I have to pick myself back up. And when I fall down, I have to pick myself back up. And when I fall down, I have to pick myself back up. And when I fall down, I have to pick myself up. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. 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 Stand. I was built to be the best.
Thank you very much. The VC star, ladies and gentlemen, I present the latest physiotherapist.
For the champions, stand up, stand up, stand up.
Congratulations to the champions of the physiotherapy department. Next is the professional welcome to various associations that we have for this field. We are going to start with that of the Association of Clinical and Academic Physiotherapists of Nigeria. The representative of this association can please step forward. So the president is here for the Association of Clinical and Academic Physiotherapists of Nigeria in person of Dr. UAC Okafo. A round of applause for him for just 2 minutes.
Thank you very much. Good morning, all. Good morning, the Vice Chancellor, the Registrar Medical Rehabilitation Therapists Board of Nigeria, and the guest speaker, all other eminent personalities recognized, the Royal Highnesses, the parents, the graduates, and I address you this morning as my colleagues. Can you put your hands together for yourselves, please? Yes, a while ago you were our students, having been one of the external examiners, but I can say that today you have crossed the border and now you are physiotherapists. So, and this is a brief speech presented by the President, Association of Clinical and Academic Physiotherapists of Nigeria, ACAPIN, at the physiotherapy induction of UNIMED, today, 15th November 2023. The Vice Chancellor, ably represented, the Deputy Vice Chancellors, management staff of the university, the Registrar MRTBN, the Dean, Faculty of Medical Rehabilitation, Professor Nigbinde, the former Dean, Professor M.O.B. Olaogun, and the Dean of Physiotherapy in Nigeria. Please put your hands together for the founding Dean of the faculty. The head of department, other heads of departments, other professors here present. It is my privilege and great pleasure to be invited to address these newly inducted colleagues into physiotherapy profession. The association, ACAPEN, is a national professional association which brings together physiotherapists in all specialties, including clinical research, academic, administration, sports, and beyond, with a core mandate on professional discipline and mentoring. We mentor young physiotherapists and students on the rudiments of professionalism, clinical practice, and research integrity and character. Vice Chancellor, sir, UNIMED physiotherapy students and staff have attended and actively participated in previous ACAPEN conferences, which we normally hold in different cities every year. Permit me to mention that they have also won prizes and awards in both scientific presentations and also in student inter-university quiz competitions. UNIMED is a pacesetter in medical education. It is also the pioneer university to have a faculty of medical rehabilitation. As a matter of fact, many other universities are clamoring to go to have a faculty of medical rehabilitation. So give it to UNIMED for setting the pace for that. Permit me, the Vice Chancellor, to inform the House that on the 16th to 21st of October, just exactly a month ago, this great institution, UNIMED, graciously hosted our just concluded 7th annual conference of ACAPEN, and we were treated to first-hand or first-class hospitality. We have never had such before, and I wish the Vice Chancellor was here this morning. I would have reminded him of the outcome of the conference that we held a month ago, because the appreciation is outpouring from different parts of the country. We had over 200 physiotherapists and student delegates, and it's also noteworthy that UNIMED students and their staff, they stood out in many respects. We had Miss Fadiora Oluwanifemi Praise. Please, can you stand for recognition and remain standing? This lady won the 2023 ACAPEN Young Researcher of the Year Award. And she was showered with multiple cash presentations. Coincidentally, the Vice Chancellor was there at the dinner when the award was presented, and he also made his own donation to her. And I believe those donations from across the country, you've received all of them. Thank you very much. Thank you. We also had Mr. Oloruntusi Paul Ibukuluwa. Paul, please stand. He won the Best Presenter Award in Classic in Orthopedics, Neurology, and Women's Health. We also had Miss Esther Ajibaye. Please, can you stand? Miss Esther won the online pre-conference quiz competition. This competition was across all universities in Nigeria, online, and she was the best. Permit me also to report that the former Dean, Professor Emobi Olaogu, and the current Dean, Professor Nigbinde, were very active as they were leaders in our workshop presentations. They led the workshops, while the head of the department, Dr. Taufik Afolabi. Dr. Afolabi, please, I know they know you, but please stand. In spite of his busy schedule during the conference, Dr. Afolabi won the Best Presenter in Poster Presentation. He also won the first runner-up in poster presentation. And he also won the second runner-up in the Rapid 5 Orthopedics, Neurology, and Women's Health. Thank you very much. This was in spite of his high busy schedule as the chairman of the organizing committee. On behalf of the National Executive Council and the Board of Trustees of ACAPEN, I gladly want to welcome our great physiotherapists, youngest physiotherapists in Nigeria, who have just been inducted into the noble profession of physiotherapy. The guest speaker has said it all, but I can only just add that this is one of the most rewarding professions in the medical field worldwide. Physiotherapy is such a profession that if you're hardworking, you can never be hungry, and again, you can never be poor. Remember, if you are hardworking. I wish to congratulate you all for being found qualified in both learning and character as professionals, and I urge you all to work hard and pursue excellence in your chosen career and specialties. Thank you very much. We have awards which will be done at the relevant time for the best graduating students and the best clinical students at the right time. Thank you very much. Once again, congratulations.
The next groupie message will be coming from the Nigerian Society of Physiotherapists, and the president is Dr. Felix Odusonya, but represented here today by Mr. Olayinka Afolabi. A round of applause for him.
Good afternoon, everybody. The Vice Chancellor, UNIMED, ably represented by the Deputy Registrar, Human Resources. May I crave your indulgence to give this speech on behalf of the President of the Nigeria Society of Physiotherapy, Dr. Felix Odusonya, who unavoidably is absent today due to national a service of national importance. So I'm representing him in this gathering. Thank you. Welcome address by the President of Nigeria Society of Physiotherapy, Dr. Felix Odusonya, at the third induction ceremony / lecture for physiotherapy graduates of the University of Medical Sciences. The Nigeria Society of Physiotherapy is the umbrella body of all physiotherapists in Nigeria since 1959 till date. It gives me a great pleasure to welcome the grandeur into the profession of physiotherapy today. Let me congratulate the management of the University of Medical Sciences, Ondo City, and the Department of Physiotherapy for delivering this special brand of new physiotherapists for the benefit of Nigerians and generally humanity. I must congratulate your proud parents as the champions for witnessing their children's glorious day. Your support and resources spent throughout the various stages of their education are worthy investments. Please let the inductees and this gathering give the parents a round of applause. Thank you. I congratulate today the inductees as you take the all-important first step into the practice of physiotherapy. I must sound a note of warning that this achievement comes with huge responsibilities because lives of fellow humans will be placed in your hands to restore health. Therefore, due diligence, comportment, composure, high-level decorum, and display of competence and professionalism will be expected of you at all times. The World Physiotherapy Association states that lifelong learning is the hallmark of a competent physiotherapist. It is therefore imperative to let you know that you must continue to educate yourself, to acquire more knowledge and skills by the way of attendance of relevant scientific trainings, and conferences to remain relevant in the field. It is also important that you familiarize yourself with NSP and MRTP professional codes of ethics, the public service and other enabling rules and guidelines. Internship training period offer a unique opportunity to facilitate practical skills, workplace experience, and greater knowledge of physiotherapy profession while rotating through different specialty areas of physiotherapy. The exposure is expected to make you vast and at the same time develop specialty interest in you. So make the best use of this opportunity. At this point, I heartily welcome you all into the profession and wish you a successful practice. There is an award and a gift to the best graduating students, which I will present at the appropriate time. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir. The next thing is the awards presentation. Permit me to invite the head of the department, Dr. Afolabi, to step forward and make the presentation of awards.
Thank you very much, sir. Sir, may I seek the permission of the Vice Chancellor to proceed with the award? Thank you, sir. First, we have two categories of the award. The student category and the recognition category. The student category. First, I want the following people to stand up for recognition before we present the main award. The Fadiola Oluwanifemi Praise. Fadiola Oluwanifemi Praise is the second runner-up of the overall best student with CGPA of 4.36. Can you please sit down? Olowishao Abimbola with the CGPA of 4.2 CGPA. And it is first runner-up. So may I invite our guest speaker to give the following award to the best student in clinical practice in person of Mr. Adrola Samuel Oluwapelu. Best student in clinical practice with 86% aggregate. Now the second award is best student in dissertation. The best student in the project goes to Miss Fadiola Oluwanifemi. Praise. Invite Mr. Adrola Samuel Oluwapelu. Mr. Adrola Samuel Oluwapelu is the overall best student of physiotherapy student in 2023 and 2024 with CGPA of 4.57. Thank you very much.
I was built to be the best, number one and nothing less. Lead me to my destiny. I have waited patiently. I have vision, oh I believe. I know I can count.
The over academic session.
Stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up.
very much, sir. Mr. Vice Chancellor, yes. Thank you very much, sir, Mr. Vice Chancellor. This is a special award to recognize the personality that have contributed to the medical rehabilitation education in Nigeria. So, I want to start with the first award and be given by the Chief Medical Director, University of Medical Sciences, Ondo. Chief Medical, CMD, sir. The award is Leadership Award and it goes to the amiable Vice Chancellor, Professor Adeshegun Fatusi, FAS. This will be received by Mrs. Awosagbe.
Award.
And when I fall down,
Presented by
I have to pick myself
in
back
appreciation for Leadership Award in appreciation presented by Professor Adeshegun Fatusi in appreciation for your developmental strides towards medical rehabilitation education in Unimed, Ondo, Nigeria.
to pick myself up. Stand up for the champions, for the champions.
Thank you very much, sir. The recognition award will be presented by the Dean of Faculty of Medical Rehabilitation, represented by Professor Dele Owolawi. The first recognition award, Professor A.A. Abubakar is our first Dean. Let me say our first Dean before we transit to Faculty of Medical Rehabilitation. He was the one that piloted the profession of physiotherapy in Unimed as a Dean. One of them. So we are trying to recognize him and trying to thank him because we call him our parent Dean. I'm sorry for saying that. So I want to invite Professor A.A. Abubakar. Recognition award in recognition of the sincere appreciation in commission to the training of physiotherapy students in Unimed since inception. Thank you very much.
It's time. I was built to be the best, number one and nothing less.
Therapy student
Lead me
in
to
Unimed.
my destiny. I have waited patiently. I have vision, oh I believe. I know I can count on me.
Thank you very much. The second person will be given by the Dean. Dean, don't go yet, sir. Dean, Professor Owolawi, don't go yet, sir. The second recognition award goes to Professor M.O.B. Olaogun. Professor M.O.B. Olaogun is our substantive Dean and first Dean of Faculty of Medical Rehabilitation in West Africa. The day of the first Faculty of Medical Rehabilitation. He has graduated 2 sets, even 3 sets. So, in recognition of his contribution, I want to present this award to you, sir.
I have vision, oh I believe. I know I can count on me, so stand up.
I would like to say that Professor M.O.B. Olaogun is a global icon. He's a father of all of us. Please don't be deceived by my white hair. I'm just a child. So on behalf of Physiotherapy Department, in recognition of your outstanding contribution to the growth and development, not only of physiotherapy, but of medical rehabilitation in Nigeria and globally, we present this to you. Thank you very much, sir.
It's just life, that's how it is. Cause we have our strengths and weaknesses. Oh, I have vision, oh, can't you see? I'm on the move, make way for me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions.
Please, I don't go, sir. The third recognition award goes to Dr. Taufik O. Afolabi.
And when I fall down.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, I've been given that privilege to recognize the acting head of department of physiotherapy department in the university in appreciation for his contribution to training of physiotherapy students in the university, and the dean of the faculty represented by Professor Dele Owolawe. We do the honor of presenting this noble award to the head of the department of physiotherapy.
Thank you very much. This is what is called Mokakomi, Mokakorare. So we recognize the effort, the dedication, and the tenacity of Dr. Afolabi as the acting HOD of physiotherapy. He doesn't limit himself only to physiotherapy. He also works across board in respect of all other professions within the medical rehabilitation therapy. And on the note of this, we appreciate him and we recognize him and we give him this honor of being a doyen in the little way that he is. Thank you very much. On behalf of physiotherapy, we give this.
Better days are sure to come, and when you smile, be sure to smile wide.
Congratulations.
And don't let them know that they have won. And when you walk with pride, don't show the hurt inside.
Yes.
Because the pain.
May I invite the Vice Chancellor to give the last award from the university? Our guest speaker, Professor A.C. Odole. Can you step up, sir? Your citation has been given, and we know you. He was the first induction lecturer for our first set. So, in appreciation for this.
In appreciation for yielding to our call, we say thank you very much, and God bless you.
And it will help you feel okay. And when you pray and pray for strength to help you carry on, and when the troubles come your way, and when you dream big, as big as the ocean.
Stay in the season of awards and recognitions. Mr. Vice Chancellor, kindly permit me to invite these associations to please step forward and make their own presentations as well. First is the Association of Clinical and Academic Physiotherapists of Nigeria, Dr. U.A.C. Okafor. A round of applause for him.
Once again, good afternoon. I'm here briefly to present, in our usual way, a token of recognition to the best graduating students and also the best clinical student. This is our tradition in order to encourage the younger ones to exceed and to excel in what they do. Vice Chancellor, sir, I have the honor to invite you, ma, to kindly assist in presenting the best graduating student with this award. And to join, may I invite the Pioneer Dean of the faculty, may I also invite the guest speaker and the head of the department to please join. Thank you. Okay, please join us, sir. Pioneer Dean, please join us. And Pioneer Deans, Professor Olaogun, yes, sir. And the Dean, please join in this presentation. And of course, the head of the department, Dr. Afolabi, please, thank you. That's going to Adola Samuel.
presented to Adwola Samuel on your outstanding achievements as best graduating student in physiotherapy department for 2022-2023, Unimed Ondo. Congratulations.
He has done it for me. He has done it for me. Is that your testimony? Listen. Even before I pray, Jehovah Nissi answered.
May I invite the CMD to please present the next award to the best graduating clinical student. Please, we will still remain where we are. How are you sure you are the person? CMD, sir. The person is Adwola Samuel.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. We recognize excellence. The Vice Chancellor, ma'am, it is also in our tradition to make presentations of our publications to the University Library. And so permit me to present the journal, Nigerian Journal of Physiotherapy and Rehabilitation, a journal of ACAPEN, as well as the brochure of the 7th Annual Scientific Conference of Association of Clinical and Academic Physiotherapists of Nigeria to you for the use of the Library of Unimed. Thank you very much. Please, join me. Let me invite the member board of trustees of ACAPEN and the guest speaker to please join in this presentation on behalf of the association. And the university librarian, please join. Oh, thank you very much, sir. This is to help enrich the library of Unimed, and we do this in every university where we attend their inductions. Thank you very much.
What we waited for has come to pass. See what the Lord has done. On your wedding day, you're going to sing that. Can you see what the Lord has done? When you walk into that property, can you see what the Lord has? When that healing happens, what we've been praying for.
Thank you very much. The next category of award will be coming from the Nigerian Society of Physiotherapists. The president is Dr. Felix Odusoya, represented by Mr. Olayinka Afolabi.
The chairman of this occasion, ably represented by the Deputy Registrar, I want to create your indulgence on behalf of the President Nigeria Society of Physiotherapy, Dr. Felix Olusanya, to invite our CMD, Dr. Ige, to present the award of excellence to the best graduating students, Adwola Samuel Oluwapelumi. Our Deputy Registrar, can you join? The HOD, the head of department, Dr. Afolabi, please join. Dr. Afolabi, please join us. The Dean of the Faculty, please join. Professor Laogun, can you join us, sir?
ṣolówó tó lè spend on your own. My G, ọmọdé ọ̀hún. My G, ṣolówó tó lè spend on your own. My G, ọmọdé ọ̀hún.
I'm presenting this award by the Nigerian Society of Physiotherapy, Award of Excellence to Adunola Samuel Oluwapelumi. Congratulations.
My G, ṣolówó tó lè spend on your own. My G, ọmọdé ọ̀hún. My G, ṣolówó tó lè spend on your own. My G, ọmọdé ọ̀hún. Kòkàyé if you get 35 houses.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, just before we take the valedictorian speech, can we take a brief musical interlude to be provided by the University Musical Band?
I'm representing the elder.
Hello. We want to first of all congratulate two of our members in the University of Medical Sciences students. Hello. Two of our members here are also inducted today. I would like to recognize them. When we call their name, you just rise up and wave your hands and give a hi to everyone, and you will give them a round of applause. Mr. Olabanji, our Gongoris. The Gongoris. Gongo. Mr. Olabanji is the talking drummer of the student band. And Miracle Miles Oguntuach. Miracle is one of our keyboardists in the students band. Once again, jam your hands together for them and for So we'll be taking a song in honor of all of you, and the title is We Won. That's it. We won.
We searching all together, struggle together side by side, till we never make it, we cry. We messed up, fought our way back, now we're stronger. We fight our way, not out today, risking everything we did. You made us brave.
round of applause for Unimed Band. Thank you for that powerful rendition. Mr. Vice Chairman, the next thing here is the remarks by the class valedictorian, and the person to do it is P.T. Samuel Oluwapedlumi Adunola.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, dignitaries, distinguished guests, lecturers, families, parents, and my fellow graduates. I am Adunola Samuel, and I'm honored to stand before you as the valedictorian of this wonderful class of 2023. Today, I am filled with a mix of emotion, from excitement to nostalgia, as we gather here to celebrate the culmination of this academic journey. As we stand at the brink of a new chapter of our lives, one marked by the completion of years of hard work, dedication, countless shared experience, I am honored to stand before you as a valedictorian. Thinking back to the 4 years day we walked through these doors, embarking on a journey that will shape our life forever. Over the years, we've laughed together, cried together, and supported each other through the ups and downs. Recall the moment when we all do together in the clinic, practicing different physiotherapy techniques guided by the experienced hands of our instructors. Remember the exhilaration of witnessing a patient regain mobility after weeks of therapy. Remember the adrenaline rush of a successful rehabilitation program and the quiet satisfaction of helping someone regain their independence. And let us not forget the submit your pathogram, the officer, you are a quack. Those moments will linger in our head with smiles. Before I go any further, let's take a moment to express our deepest heartfelt gratitude to those who have guided us along this path. To our parents, we thank you for your unwavering love, support, and belief in our dreams. You have been our pillars of strength, sources of inspiration, and constant companions throughout this journey. To our lecturers and instructors, we thank you for igniting our passion for physiotherapy, nurturing our talent, and challenging us to think beyond the confines of textbook and management plans. You've been our mentors, our role models, and our guides on the path to become physiotherapists. To my fellow classmates, I can't thank you enough for the laughter and shared experience that have shaped who we are today. You've been our friends, our confidants, our partners in learning and practicing physiotherapy. We have grown together, learned from each other, and supported each other through thick and thin. As we step into the wide open world of physiotherapy, let us carry with us the lessons we've learned, the values we've cultivated, and the dreams that ignited our passion for physiotherapy. I believe that physiotherapy is not just only a profession, it is a calling to serve, a calling to alleviate pain, a calling to restore mobility and independence of patients. It is a calling to make a difference in the lives of others, one patient at a time. As we part ways and embark on diverse journeys, I want to say thank you to you all who have been a part of this wonderful journey, to the friendships we've made and the lessons we've learned. We stay with us forever. Congratulations, my fellow graduates. Let's make it remarkable. Thank you, class of 2023. Grandiose!
Thank you very much. The next thing is the final bows, and this will be conducted by the Dean of the Faculty of Medical Rehabilitation, represented by Professor Dele Owolawi.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, kindly permit me to ask our newly chartered licensed physiotherapists to rise up and express their appreciation. Please, can you rise up? Gratitude, we are told, is the rent we pay to God for occupying this part of his kingdom. And Yorubas have a saying, ẹni tá a ṣe lóore tí ò dúpẹ́ bí ọlọ́ṣà kò ní lẹ́rù lọ ni. Ẹni tó bá dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé dá kí la ṣe? Exactly. So it is time for you to express your gratitude. And in the universe, we have 4 important points. And those 4 points are very, very critical. and important to us. So we will take a bow to these 4 points. And as we take a bow, I will tell you each of what is represented on those points. First and foremost, you have to express gratitude and thankfulness to the management of UNIMED for being a catalyst of change, a positive change in your life. When you came in, you were not like this, but change has taken place. And it's a positive change. It's a change of joy and happiness to each and every one of us in this hall. So please take a bow to the management of the university. They are seated on the east of this hall. And when you take a bow, silently say it in your heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and rise up. Can you take a bow, please? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Can you kindly turn to your right, the south of the hall, the south, to say a big thank you. Some of your teachers and professors are seated on that side of the hall. Take a bow and say a big thank you to them, your teachers, your academic, your clinical, and of course even non-teaching staffs who have been on the path of your progress. Please say a big thank you to them. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now face your back, which is the west. I'm sure many parents would have said along the line, ọmọdé ma pa mí, kí ló dé? Ẹni owó, ọ̀la owó, I've just paid your school fees, and now you are asking for something else. And I'm sure you are all elegantly dressed. Mommy or daddy, or both of them must have contributed to that. Your exquisite suits, your amazing gowns, and everything. So you need to express gratitude to your parents and guardians. Please take a bow and say thank you, thank you, thank you to your parents. And now to the north of the hall. I wonder if there's anyone in this hall who wakes up in the morning and does not say thank you to God, the Alpha and the Omega, the omnipotent, the omnipresent, and the omniscient. Please give gratitude to God Almighty for seeing you through and for making sure that you came in healthy and you are going out healthy. You came in with little or no knowledge and you are going out with more knowledge. And I'm sure you all remember the admonition that we gave you on Monday, that this is the start of another journey. And I'm very glad that our guest speaker laid emphasis on that. So please take a bow and say a big thank you to God Almighty. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you. You may now face the east again and take your humble seat. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, the Dean. Mr. Vice Chancellor, well, the event may not be completed without the remarks of the elder from the field of physiotherapy. And there is no other person to do this than the immediate past dean of the Faculty of Medical Rehabilitation of the university, in person of Professor Matthew O.B. Olaogun. A round of applause for him.
Permit me to say, praise the Lord. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, ably represented by Deputy Registrar, standing on the existing protocol, I want to let the audience, you all know that today is a very great day for me, a day of joy. You'll be wondering why. As an elder in the profession, I can see my student today becoming my teacher. 38 years ago, Professor Odole sat in my front with Mrs. Iwuga to interview her for admission to physiotherapy in OAU. And today, I sat to listen to her lecture that the future is bright for you as long as you told. With great ambition crossing in God, the life she has told. Gradually, I've been monitoring her all the while. On that interview day, let me tell you one thing that we discussed when she left the interview room. I told Mrs. Iwuga, this girl, she was then Ubikoya. You are that act who can still fit. Abi? Adetola, because you see, oh. See her bubbling with joy and confidence. This girl is going to become with the physiotherapy. And here we are today. God bless you. So, I told my students a few days ago that space, not even the sky now, the space is the limit for you. Whatever you are doing do well. So that you leave no room for regret later in life. So as you go out now, as an elder, I'm telling you, there are 3 things you are going to pursue. Make sure you put God first as priority. Whether you want to get married, or you want to go for your masters, or you want to migrate, whichever one, make sure you pursue them with sincerity and with hope of continuous and upgraded elevation. God will bless you all. Thank you.
Please put your hands together for Mrs. Bola Aroshegbe.
You will agree with me that today has been a very beautiful day. The second name for today is patience. You've all been patient with us. Thank you very much for coming. We give all the glory to God for a successful event as I have come to the end of the program. Special appreciation to the board registrar, our guest lecturer, Mrs. Ako, who made herself an example while delivering her lecture, and all our invited dignitaries. Congratulations to the 75 new inductees and their parents. Don't forget that you have to be patiently patient, even with your patients, as God will lead and control you. By the power conferred on the Vice Chancellor whom I'm representing, I hereby declare the occasion closed. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ma. So finally, the vote of thanks by the acting head of Department of Physiotherapy, Dr. Afolabi.
Thank you very much, sir. With the permission of the Vice Chancellor, I want to give the vote of count to, I want to first appreciate our parents and the well-wishers and the university management for making today a possible time. I want to appreciate our students and everybody for their endurance and waiting. Thank you very much. I pray you students will prosper your ways in Jesus' name. And I wish everybody a safe journey back to your base. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. May I request that we all be on our feet as we take the anthems. We are going to take it in reverse order this time around: the university, the state, and finally the national anthem.
You
remain standing as the Vice Chancellor's procession departs in reverse order. And all inductees should see the HOD for the license at the end of this procession in this hall. Please remain standing until the procession leaves the hall. Inductees, please don't forget to come back for your license after this procession.
Sorry, physiotherapy. Sorry, physiotherapy. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ẹ bá mi fún kíní ní base. Ẹ bá mi fún base. Ó dáná sọ pé kò ṣe ibi tẹ́ ti bẹ̀rẹ̀. Ẹ ṣe ibi tí wà dé. Àwọn àdúgbò ibi tẹ́ sọ́nà sókè. Ẹ ṣe ibi tẹ́ ti bẹ̀rẹ̀. Ẹ ṣe ibi tẹ́ ti bẹ̀rẹ̀. Àdúgbò Jésù ibi tẹ́ mú wa lọ. Physiotherapy. Ọlọ́run bá wà bá bá.
ọlọ́gbọ́n. Kí ló dé sí? Ọlọ́run tuntun mi. Ọlọ́run bàbá pẹ̀lú ọlọ́gbọ́n. Ayé ò ó fọlọ́ ṣe àbúrò bá ayé sá ó ti ọkà ẹ̀yà lónìí ìgbọ́ bàbá Wọ́n ẹja lónìí ilé ìdúpẹ́ ọmọ. Wọ́n ẹja lónìí ìwà àdúpẹ́. Wọ́n ẹja lónìí ìwé ọ̀gá ètò sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Kò sóògùn àwọn lórí fẹsẹ̀ jọ. Ẹ má ṣe é.